You are listening to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Radio Rossonera and Milan fans all over the world.
Sensational from him. Rafael Leao produces a moment of utter magic.
Teo Hernandez al volo! Teo Hernandez! Ancora lui! Una meraviglia!
Ibrahimovic! Zlatan Ibrahimovic! Fuori classe assoluto!
Buonasera a tutti, Stevie P. Good evening.
Good evening.
How's my new internet? Am I freezing? Am I
no freezing? No freezing.
Yes, gentlemen. Brand new internet. And Steve, I think we're going to start because I believe there's a lot to talk about today. You know, the weather, Serie A results, maybe some other stuff that came up this weekend. But we'll get into it. So, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here where we talk everything Milan, where, hey, we actually have a home win, Milan, and a home win. We decided to break the internet, Milan, and we're not professional.
Nor do we pretend to be.
Yes, we had quite the eventful weekend in Serie A in the world of football, soccer, but we're definitely going to get into it. But Stevie P, as we like to start off every single episode with some housekeeping stuff. Steve, we kind of made history over the week. We announced on Thursday the people have been calling for it, and let me, as you announce this beautiful new venture. Now, let me pose. Here we go, Steve. Look at this fine shirt. So,
yeah, guys, so we didn't think it was going to be possible, but we put ourselves on a T-shirt, so you can get it in 3 different colors. Thank you to Paulo and Milan Club World for hosting this T-shirt that you'll be able to purchase. We couldn't have done this T-shirt, and you guys, if you go on the site, you'll see a ton of fantastic T-shirts from different Milan clubs around the world.
Definitely.
But this could not have been done without Sonny, the designer. I know that we threw out his name multiple times, but guys, you can't imagine the work that he had to go through listening to me, Vinny, and Presidente.
Mostly Presidente.
Critique the T-shirt and have revision over revision to get it to the way we want it to. So, guys, enjoy. I hope you guys like it, and feel free to purchase.
Milan Club World, guys, just look for the Hakan. That's our shirt. Steve, it is a limited edition. And to all Patreon members, don't forget to use your email you use for Patreon so you can get your 20% off discount. Yusuf, Steve from Patreon, way too excited to be the first buyer. Did not look at the promo code, but first ever T-shirt going to the country of Kuwait. Sonny getting a T-shirt as well, all the way in Australia. Gio, he can't buy just one. He bought 2 of them, all in California. So thank you guys for getting those T-shirts. We truly appreciate it. Another great news, Steve. We celebrated 5 years. Milan Club Montreal, 5 years of taking over.
New administration. 5 years of new administration of Milan Club Montreal. Guys, so we decided to refresh the brand and come out with a brand new logo. Just something that represents Milan and represents Montreal accordingly. You'll see that that logo is going to be used in some future merchandise for Milan Club Montreal. The club Milan Montreal originally, like as everybody knows, has been around since the late 80s, right? So we had the chance to take over what the old guard has done and just try to digitize it and make it more 20th century. And I think I tip my hat to Marcello and all the admins and all the members for the good work that they did with the club and what we're doing right now. And we want to go a step further, right? So the new logo was something that we needed.
And thank you to Milan on Facebook. I don't announce it as a happy 5th anniversary, but, even though they got it wrong, we appreciate. And I thought Marcello was behind it, but AC Milan's social team did that on their own on Facebook, reposted our logo. So thank you for bringing new eyes to the Milan Club Montreal. And hopefully, we can get new people, new members, new brotherhood of people in Montreal. And as long as this COVID is over, we will let you know, guys. On that note as well, Steve, we have there's a raffle going on for Fondazione Milan. Lots of prizes. I think President had put it up in the group. Some tickets going up for, I think, deal if we get like 3 tickets. The day, whatchamacallit, the date, cutoff date is this Friday, so check it out. The raffle for Milan Club, not for Milan Club, for Fondazione Milan. So have a look, Presidente. Maybe you can post a link directly to that. And Stevie P, anything else on the? Thank you, Nathan. Yes, we're very proud. And Sonny, kind of, Steve, he put the final touches on the Milan Club logo, and he kind of, as we would say in the wrestling world, he marked out when he saw Milan posting his logo, and he didn't know what to think. So, Sonny, dude, you deserve every single thing. Thank you for everything that you do. You are part of the Milan Weekly podcast right now, so you gotta deal with us, and especially Presidente. Steve, anything else on housekeeping until we get into the news?
Nothing from me.
So, Steve, 6:30 a.m. start on Sunday, Milan Genoa. Looking even at the starting lineup, the way we had started, did you expect anything? I know that whatever they announced on Saturday afternoon, we're talking about the Patreons, and it was exactly the same lineup. Would you have done anything different? I think starting Leao was the not taking in consideration his performance, but it was the smart choice, not starting Mandzukic.
They were not gonna. There's no surprise. They're not gonna start Mandzukic up there after not playing for who knows how long. So Leao was gonna be the one that they were gonna slot in. So
performance-wise, Steve, before Rebic's fantastic goal, it seemed like we were going towards oh boy, here we go again, another early start game, a home game, but Leao, what a strike by Rebic. And then it just seemed like, I think at that point, Steve, we had like 70% of possession, and Tomori with a blunder on that one, just completely lost his man, and obviously, of all people, to score, right? The next Milanista. But were you worried at that 1-1 draw?
No, I was very indifferent, to be very honest, because we can't figure out why our performances dip at home, and there's no real answer, guys. The goal that Genoa scored there, I know we've praised Tomori throughout the podcast in the past there, but you have to chalk that up as a youngster's mistake, right? You know, Destro is not that violent and cattiveria that he has, where he's going to score every weekend. But it seems like if you would play Milan every weekend, he would be capocannoniere of Serie A. I don't get how he continuously scores against Milan, and that's a rookie mistake that we cannot make happen.
And it was funny because even I think Jan had mentioned in the club is that, Steve, if that was Romagnoli, Twitter would have been on fire if Romagnoli would have made that mistake, and everybody was like, "Oh well, little mistake by Tomori," and it wasn't. It's just so funny how sometimes, depending of the player, it's like, "Oh well, he's played so very good in the last couple of games, and we're not going to shit on him." But Steve, did they buy themselves back? Tomori and Kajar had a fantastic game, and in that 85th, before we get into that to those blocks there, Mandzukic coming on, and I know that there's that bet going on.
Oh, you're missing a huge part of the game here.
Excuse me. Yes, go ahead.
You're missing Rebic missing a sitter.
Yes, you do.
And you're missing Leao missing a sitter. That can happen.
Leao
missing a sitter. Leao, you cannot. He fell
over himself at one point, and
that's even worse. He can live with the missing a sitter. I didn't even want the internet to go crazy because they'll go crazy with this whole stupid Superliga. But Leao, if you want to play for this Milan, whether it be Serie A or Superliga, those are goals that you have to score. That's a game changer.
Is he maybe stuck in that you're a super sub, and we've tried to, like, he scored those goals at the beginning of the season, but Do you think he's stuck in that? You know what? We're just going to bring you on the last 20 minutes because I don't know. Then again, who would we have played? We couldn't have started Mandzukic. I know the game changed a lot. He showed a lot more heart, and Mandzukic didn't score, even though David thought he had scored, and he got really excited because he was going to win his bet that Mandzukic is going to score 3 goals. But it's just show us that grinta, and you saw that Mandzukic was going back and forth, and Rebic, you were saying he missed that. Rebic just likes to score hard goals, Steve. He doesn't like open nets and.
I get it, but I have to be as critical of Rebic as I have to be of Leao, because we cannot miss those chances. A better team, again, we're repeating ourselves again, a better team beats us on this day.
Those blocks, Steve, is it fantastic positioning or Genoa just
completely pure luck, guys? The internet went mental and got all wet and moist. It's pure fucking stupidity, if you ask me. We should have never been in that position to begin with.
Gigio made a mistake on that one, Steve. He seems
it's
like
before that. It's before that, and I if I'm not mistaken, I think if I remember correctly, I don't even know if it's Rebic who cleared the ball like it was as if he's playing this Sunday in RDP AA House League. Totally unexcusable, Vinny. Like I know that everything worked out well, and we wanted to put before this whole Superliga bullshit, we wanted to put the heart meter, and I wanted to put the throw up sign, because you're a team that this year Milan has overachieved. We're in a good position. We're in we're in second place. We need to win games to keep the second place. And you have blunders like this in the last minutes against the Genoa team that's not even close to your caliber. And then you have the intermittent. What a block by Tomori. What a block by Kajar. Guys, do we forget that like an inch to the left, an inch to the right, and we drop 2 points?
It's scary. And, our original idea for the thumbnail before the Super League, the thing was a guy holding his heart like he was having a heart attack, because at that point, it's like, okay, it's up to 1. And I think it was Theo, Steve, with that clearance from there. But Genoa could have shot anywhere but those 2 spots, and they shot on those 2 spots. I'll take the 3 points, Steve. I'll take the 3 points.
I'm not complaining about the 3 points. I'm not complaining about the 3 points. What I'm pissed about is just the way we look at things. You understand? And it's going to continue later on in the podcast. We try to find things and escape routes for our players and our team when we're not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And Milan at home, yes, I understand that there's no fans, but you have to defend your home turf. San Siro is where we have dominated Europe and dominated Serie A for years. And for some reason, we can't play in our own backyard. And we have trouble against teams like Genoa. Yeah, I don't even know. Like I was scared if Pandev was going to come out from the back and knock that one in, right? With the 4 hairs that he has on his head. But let's get serious, guys. We have to be better. Wednesday's another tough game. Let's not forget about Wednesday. Wednesday's another tough game.
We got Wednesday and then Monday, Steve, just before the podcast. So, we have 7 games remaining. We're at 31. We had said it a couple of weeks in a row that we need to win every single one of these games. And it just seems that playing these lower teams is from the beginning of the season to now. It's like now they come on and they believe, we can beat Milan. We can beat Milan. And it's like we're letting that
they believe. It's not even that they believe. In the beginning of the year, everybody's trying to accumulate points. They want to get to that magic 40 where they're safe. Once they're safe, they have nothing to lose anymore. They might as well go for it. At the beginning of the year, they're trying to scavenge a point. They're trying to scavenge a miracle win. They're trying to get ahead of the teams that are right behind them. Once you reach the second half of the season, and those teams are either fighting for or need to get to that magical 40 that everybody believes is salvezza in Serie A, they're gonna throw everything at the kitchen sink at you. And you know what? Genoa did that.
Steve, do you want me to pull up the Serie A results, or do you want to get straight? Because everybody, it just seems just want us to talk about the Super League.
Serie A results this week is pretty.
Let me just pop it up as you. Okay, well, it'll very quickly, Stephen, may not go through every single game, but yeah. So if you take a look at their, Inter, I think we all know they're winning. President, I don't know how to do it full screen before you complain. We just looking at these results, Steve. We need to win all these games. There's no other. I just want to tip my hat off, Steve, to the Cagliari Parma game. Crazy game. Cagliari coming back from behind. The Parma, it's just not for them. Atalanta with the big win. I did not see Gasparini dancing there, but they're not very happy today. Atalanta wanting us to sanctions against all these the Milan, Inter, and Juventus. But anything that you wanted to touch base on, and or let's just move on.
I'm disgusted, so let's just move on.
All right. Big announcement. This happened on 6 p.m. our time yesterday, Steve. The Super League. So we've heard about this, these rumors back and forth about the Super League. It's actually happened. So, 12 teams coming out and saying that they're going to create their own league, and everybody's speculating. Now, guys, we're going to give our opinions on this stuff here, but we're not financial advisors. We don't know all the intricacies of this whole league, but Steve, give me your, Peter saying that I don't know if he's ready to smash some table. That's his work table, guys. You can't smash the tables. But your first reactions at first, and then how did you digest all this news? And I know we have multiple questions. We're going to be talking about what we feel there, but your initial reactions.
Yeah, the questions are going to help. And, I saw the announcement and I found it really funny. That they announced this right after Juventus loses to Atalanta, who they've already called too small to be in Champions League. B, they announced this Super League, which I'm gonna call Stupid League, just because Vinny, it's trillionaires. It's my worst nightmare, basically. It's trillionaires playing FIFA 2021 career mode with real people. And I'm not saying that only the 12 teams. And I'm going to say this, and you guys put it through your thick skull. The 12 teams and whoever's stupid idea it was to create the Super League is infatuated with North American sports. Because if you follow North American sports, this is the NFL, NBA, MLB type of model. No relegation, no promotion, so on and so forth.
So okay.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
But guys, you have to also realize that UEFA and FIFA should not be getting a get out of jail free card over here on this one. We have to remember FIFA Gate. We have to remember UEFA is corrupt in their own way. So in the end, I'm not going to say who's right or who's wrong. I hate the timing of it because it's during a pandemic where, you have people like JP Morgan that are willing to shell out $3.5 billion for this league. And we have people during the pandemic who've lost their job, can't afford food to put on the table of people. Like, it was just disgusting. I was disgusted at the whole thing. And I'm not for the Super League, and I'm not for the way UEFA and FIFA run it now.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you something. Like, I've been trying to read multiple different articles and try to figure out and try to form an opinion myself. Now, I get it. I get your take on this one, which I believe, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, the people that are for this are in the minority. Now, billionaires, you're saying, these 12 teams, the Super League. Steve, where do we... we've been talking about, the integrity of the sport. And guys, I've been saying personally, stop with the integrity of the sport. This is all about money. And I've been saying it for a long time. L'era della bandiera is finished. Oh, there's going to be too many superpowers. And what's going to happen to Serie A? Excuse me, but what was football, soccer 20 years ago, 25 years ago? And I'm not saying this, guys, because I'm for it or against it, but in the 2000s, when you only had, the Galacticos and the superpowers of the Manchester United, the Milan Inters, isn't it the exact same thing?
Absolutely
so why should
not.
I?
Absolutely
Why?
not. It's not the exact same thing.
Okay, but in that point, I'm saying in that point where they're saying that these smaller teams will have no chance. Did Verona have a chance in the year 2000?
They're not talking about that. They're not. You're misunderstanding. That's the dangerous thing. That's the dangerous thing about this. You're misunderstanding the point here. It's not about that. This is revenue share. This is like a fancy accounting stuff here. But
it came from somewhere, Steve.
The Borussia, the Galatasaray beating Juventus, that will not happen again.
I get you, but this whole league coming out of nowhere, we both agreed this did not come out like they spoke last week and let's do this. Something happened. The UEFA, they're pissed off about something, or yes, it comes down to money. But for them to come out, TV rights supposedly have been signed. I honestly, Steve, personally, I think nothing's gonna happen. I think they're dangling some sort of carrot or like some power saying, you know what? No, we can actually do this, and maybe to come up, because now UEFA. I was trying to watch Sky News from Italy and everything. Like, they're probably gonna by Friday, I believe. Maybe you will not play the Euros. Maybe you will not play the.
By Friday, they're gonna decide what happens to the 5 teams that are still in European competition, whether they will play or not play. If that happens in the Champions League, PSG, will they be awarded the Champions League? They never said they're going to award them the Champions League. They say they don't know how they're going to finish it.
Okay.
So it's the timing of it, right? So I get it on the super. If I put my Superliga hat on, I know, because Agnelli sits on the board of UEFA, he knew that today, on the 19th of April, UEFA will release their new format for the Champions League. What does he do? He releases, or Superliga, I'm saying Superliga releases that they will try to form this league the day before. And I get it. Throw a brick into the window of UEFA and the Champions League and their new format, blah, 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 blah.
Let me read you out, Steve, the key points. Thank you, Anwar. Just send here the key points from Florentino Perez's interview. Florentino immediately confirmed that Real Madrid, Chelsea, and Manchester City.
Hold on, stop. We have to answer Frank.
What is he saying?
Because Frank is missing the whole point even in. There hasn't been a smaller team
to win the Champions. Yeah, to win the Champions League.
But they did it. That will never happen again, Frank. They did it.
But it happened once in 17 years, Steve.
But I don't care. They had a chance. I don't care. They don't have a chance anymore. Cassano, again, I'm going to throw out Bobo TV because I like watching it. He put it. Why do 12 teams have to make the decisions for 12,000 teams?
Is that not capitalism?
I don't know what it is. I'm not capitalist. I'm not Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I don't care. I like football. I like soccer. I like the way it was. I like what it transformed into. I don't like. I've always said it. I'm not a financial fair play specialist. I don't care about that bullshit. But I'm not for getting rid of all these teams. And it's not. And people are going to say, hey, yeah, but the little teams, they don't put money into the big teams. But that's the European model. That's the way Europe has always functioned. If UEFA and FIFA would have put their thinking caps on instead of the money in their pocket, we would have been able to make these smaller teams maybe advance more and maybe more profitable. Like, that's not even given a chance, right? So now we're at this 12-team league that you're calling the Super League. But let's face it, guys, unpopular opinion, Milan shouldn't even be there. We're only okay with this because our beloved Milan is there. But in theory, look through the past 10 years, our Milan should not be there. Tottenham should not be there.
Arsenal
should not be there. And let's get rid of Arsenal and Tottenham. Let's get rid of them.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to talk about Inter. Right? They've made the Champions League. But Milan, guys, for the last 10 years, we fucking sucked. We had no project. We had a fake owner. So the only reason why we're happy that the Superliga included, not even happy. Like I'm pretty sure people are not happy. But the only reason why we're not making a big deal out of this is because our team's included.
Okay, so
if I'm Atalanta fans, I'm fucking pissed off.
Okay, but why? Okay, so to you, is there any perfect scenario where this could work? Is it because of the money?
12-team league. The 12-team league could work. I'm not saying it can't work.
That they would play once a week and they would come back and what? Because of the fact that they would have much more money?
The thing is that you're giving them more money that the other clubs don't have a chance to win. The Champions League, the formula is not perfect, but the Champions League, you have to play a season and earn your right to finish top 4, top 3, whatever you are. And then you get to a Champions League where you make money. I'm not talking about the Real Madrids and the Barcelonas where the governments bail them out, blah, 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 blah. I'm talking giving people a chance. The Atalanta. And people, you know how much I hate Atalanta. I hate them. But you have to feel for these guys. Look at England. It seems like Everton's dumping who knows how many hundreds of millions of dollars into a new stadium, and then you say, oh, we're creating a Superliga.
You see, like today, I think it was Leeds and Liverpool already. Players coming out. Champions League is for the fans. To the Super. Already, it's starting, guys. It's like it's announced one day. And let me just go through these points, Steve. Manchester City, as Manchester United and Arsenal, will not be suspended by the Champions League and the Europa League. This is from Florentino Perez. 100% impossible. Many important clubs in Spain, Italy, and UK want to find a solution to a very bad financial situation. The only way is to play more competitive games. If instead of playing the Champions League, Super League helps the club recover the lost earnings. The contract of the Super League is binding. Nobody can leave. We will work all together. All the clubs signed the contracts. If we can't find an agreement with UEFA, we will not back down. We will do our best to start this year. The Super League is not a closed league. It's absolutely not true. Whoever wins the 5 available spots will be able to play with the other best teams in the world. Players banned from international competition, national teams, don't worry, this will not happen. If PSG and Bayern Munich refuse, the Super League will not be cancelled. Florentino Perez also spoke about transfers. Ronaldo will not come back at Real Madrid. Okay, well, that's all for the stuff. So I don't know where Florentino Perez has I don't know how he could say these things, right? That he cannot, this will not happen, this will not happen. But
well, we're going into lawyer mode over here. Like this, no one knows nothing. You could read all the articles you want. You can speculate. You can say whatever you want. I don't know, guys. I'm just talking as a fan. As a fan, I don't like it. I don't like it because there's other things that could have been done. And you know what? Florentino Perez, today he says we have to play more competitive matches. Okay? And now I'm going to be even on both sides. But yet, when Florentino Perez is knocked on the door by the Italian Federation, the Spanish Federation, I need half your players to play the Nations League, he's pissed. Right? Because you're not playing for Real Madrid now. Now you're playing for Spain. You know, Italy, Conte's been the biggest baby when it comes to international play. I don't want to give my players; they're gonna get hurt. They're gonna hurt, but he's gonna play an extra time a week in the Superliga, right? Because money talks. So, like, there's hypocrisy on both sides, and I'm not saying I'm 100% right. I'm just fed up of being stuck in the middle. And for Milan fans, it's very tough. Like I'm looking in the thing. You know, someone put in the chat that Milan built the Champions League. Guys, Milan's been successful in the Champions League. Oh, Real Madrid has 12 Champions Leagues, guys. 12! And they're getting out of this thing. So let's not kid ourselves, guys. We have a history and a great history in Champions League. And I would love for it to continue. But I don't get where they're going. I don't get why. There has to be something about this. There has to be something behind this. You know, I read something that, you know, this is FIFA. This is FIFA pushing these bigger clubs because they want a piece of that pie that they don't get from the Champions League. They don't get from the Euro.
Are you surprised that FIFA came out with a very bland kind of statement where UEFA was like, fuck you, no, not this, not that. Wow. And FIFA was just like, I don't know.
Look, UEFA is going to come out.
We don't know enough. We don't know.
UEFA's gonna come out with full flex, right?
Yeah.
And they have the all the threats out, right? They had your players. If you play in the Super League, will not be able to play the Euros, will not be able to play the World Cup. But how is he supposed to make rules for the World Cup? Let's say FIFA's okay with this. So he was throwing out all the threats. But logically, like I saw some of the players' reactions, I listened to Gary Neville and I don't agree with Gary Neville probably 99% of the time. But that 1% of the time where he makes some sense, I got to give it to him. It's going to hurt a lot of people. It's going to hurt a lot of teams. And he doesn't want to see that. And I get that. But I have to ask Gary Neville this. If tomorrow Superliga says, hey, Gary Neville, you're going to be the person who's going to do the analysis for the Superliga, is he going to say no?
Money talks.
So like it's easy for us to talk. They're not going to ask me, so I could say whatever the fuck I want. Right? And you, Vinny, too. You could say whatever the fuck you want. I'm not going to hurt anybody's feelings.
It's because like I don't know what to think. I don't think I have enough information.
You don't. And I don't either.
There's a lot. I think there's a lot, guys, that is not being told. There's not being said. A lot of things moving way too fast. And guys, we can speak our minds. This is social media. But before we say, oh, this is why, let's get some facts. And in the end, Steve, I truly believe it fucking hurts to say money is money. And this sport has become a business. And guys, if you think they're going to take in consideration our love for the sport, they won't. I'm sorry, guys. They're not going to consider, well, you know what? I have $350 million on this side. Yeah, but the fans are going to be really disappointed with me. They're going to go with the money. And I'm not saying this to shit on the fans because I don't want to be shat on. But in the end, guys, the world, it is what it is. Saying financial fair play led to this. It could be very well a factor of financial fair play.
And I agree with that 100%. The financial fair play was not thought out properly. The teams that benefited from it, the Manchester City and the PSG, who were able to, I tip my hat again to whoever they hired as the FFP accountant, who was able to find those loopholes because, we didn't. But in the end, if you look at all those teams, it's Inter and Milan who are the most pissed. And that was Gab Marcotti on one of the things that I heard. Just if someone sent me a video, I think it was actually Sonny sent me a video of, hey, look at this. I think Gab has a good point here, and that was his point. His point was, he doesn't know. Everybody who that I respect doesn't have enough information to make an educated debate on whether this is good or bad, because they just don't have they don't have that. They won't go that way, right? They won't say yes it's good, yes it's bad. But you have to look at the fans' point of view, which I like to look at that point of view because I am a fan. I'm not going to benefit from this. And one of the questions, am I going to watch? I am going to watch because I've watched this team for 10 years struggle, right? And am I going to stop watching? No. But am I going to like it? I don't think I'm going to like it.
We have yet to see. Again, guys, thank you for at least giving us content. We have more content for the coming podcasts and for when Milan is going to be finished the season. But Steve, we're going to be discussing more because all of the questions on Patreon are about that. Let's start it over with we call him Big Baller Brand Husney. Good morning, Vinny and Steve. Looks like the Superliga news has exploded. Will it derail our plan for top four? What are your expectations for Italian teams involved in terms of league performance for the remaining games? It would be funny if Inter was stripped of the title due to involvement in the Super League.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
It would be funny if they got stripped?
I don't agree because if I put Milan at the top and Milan's not going to win the Scudetto because I'm going in the Super League, I'm really pissed off.
He's got a point there, hasn't he? But you think this derails their plan for top four? Does it take away our concentration?
It should not. They have to be business as usual, and they don't know what's going to happen.
Peter, cari amici, everyone will be talking about the Super League as the death of football and the domestic leagues. To play devil's advocate and hopefully not stir the pot too much, is there any way this actually is a good thing? Assuming Milan can stay in Serie A and Coppa Italia, it's guaranteed revenue much greater than Champions League would be every single year. I know it takes away the spirit of competition, but from the American viewpoint of ownership power in sports, it makes total sense to capitalize if you can own your own content rights. Don't hate me, Forza Milan. And he has sent me a private message on WhatsApp. He's like, I hope he doesn't break his work table there. But devil's advocate, we're trying to go on both sides.
I am playing both sides, and I've always loved. I love that portion of the game. You guys know that, throughout the podcast that we've done throughout all these years, I love Mercato. I love the marketing of the league. I love what leagues like EPL, Germany have done in terms of moving their content to North America or to Australia, Asia. I love that portion of the game. The thing is that what I love about European football is that it's European football. Right now, this Super League of 12 teams seems to me like a NFL type of model, right? It becomes American football where there's no relegation, there's no promotion. The other thing that we have to remember too is that they didn't say that they wanted this league to replace the domestic league.
Yes, a lot of people
so
assume
I don't get this death of football.
Is it
if they're still playing in the Serie A? But Serie A has to want them to play, right?
Do you think, Steve, that maybe it's change? People do not like change, right? We're used to a certain thing, but as we've learned to change our love for calcio, football in general, from l'era delle bandiere, right? Where now, we used to fall in love with players and, the love for the crest. And now we've come away from that. And it's hard to accept, but I believe guys like yourself and I have accepted that. And maybe, is this like a sign, guys? Times are changing, right? This is coming. Whether you like it or not, this is what's going to happen. Do you think that...
We are impartial to this. We cannot comment on this because our team is in the Super League. Let's talk to Rafa and Napoli and the Napoli fans.
Yeah.
Do you think they're having this type of The American system is fantastic. Superliga is great. Napoli's not going to be in it. Vince Gattuso, my friend, that we've battled back and forth, his Roma is not there. Lazio is not there. I like playing Roma. I like playing Lazio. I like playing Napoli.
It's guy, honestly, like, I don't know how much information is going to come out soon. Like it seems that we need to trim through all this information, Steve. But you know what else you could be trimming, obviously, right? So you could be trimming your bush, Stevie P, right? Once again, thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring against this show. And Steve, if you got bush, you got to get yourself the Lawnmower 3.0, right? What if you got a little bush in your ears? You get yourself the Weed Whacker, right? These ones here. Guys, fantastic stuff. Thank you very much for them to, again, sponsoring us. If you guys take a look at the Perfect Package 3.0, right? It comes with everything, the T-shirt, Steve, the trimmer. It comes with the reviver. It comes with the preserver. Everything to keep the family jewels very nice.
Yeah, only 12 people could get it. The rest of the world, we can't get it anymore. Superliga edition of Manscaped. How would everybody like that? 12 people that they're nice and shaved, and the rest all have hair, all kinds.
So the other 12 people cannot get Manscaped. So this is just an exclusive. So the next 12 buyers, there's only 12 available, gentlemen. And I let you know that Youssef, because he didn't use his code, we said if he wants a Manscaped thing, we will ship it out to him. Probably the first ever Manscaped kit there in Kuwait. So if you do got bush, right? Don't be like a Chiellini and protect those Pallinis. That's what I like. Maybe when they won't understand, but here we go, guys. Manscaped.com, MWP, 20% off and free shipping. Taking it back to Patreon, David. Hello, Vinny and Steve. Obviously, tonight's questions will be all about the Super League and Milan. But let me ask you this. With the supposed $3.5 billion startup for each club, you think it's going to be easier for Milan to resign their star players, or maybe even harder knowing other teams will flash the cash before go elsewhere? Only ones I care about leaving are Donnarumma and Kessie. As always, Forza Milan. you got to take that in consideration where this money that's going to come. Let's just say, Steve, okay, so you're going to sacrifice the integrity of the sport, the fandom, but this money is going to guarantee you're signing Donnarumma, you're signing these players. It's just
there's so many. Guarantee? How does it guarantee? Let's say
we have money.
Yeah, and let's say let's say you tell Donnarumma he can't play for Italy anymore. Let's say you tell Frank Kessie he can't play for Ivory Coast anymore.
Yeah.
And let's face it, guys. It's not 3.5 billion per each team. We know that. It's 3.5 billion divided by the 12 teams that are in there. So it's like 300 million approximately. Don't start counting pennies and everything. It's about 290 to 300 million each team. Guys, 300 million. If you want to compete in this Super League, we need a brand new fucking team.
Yeah, we're not going.
We need two teams
with Castillejo.
Yeah, we're not playing with Castillejo on the right, guys. Let's face it. Look at this. Look at the lineups of all the other teams. And I repeat, and I'm not embarrassed to say it. Milan gets invited because of their prestige and their history, not for the last 10 years, guys. So put that into your head when you guys are thinking about this and you're making your statements about Superliga, yes or no. Think about Milan could easily be out of the Superliga. Easily out of this. We don't deserve to be there. I have to say that I have to be honest with myself and for how pissed off I am at this whole situation. Milan doesn't deserve to be in the Super League. I don't think we muster up to any of those teams besides Arsenal and Tottenham, which I think they're garbage, both of them. They're just fancy English teams that make a ton of money. But Milan, we would need to reinforce completely, and depending on the decisions that they make, which I hope at least they're intelligent enough, the 12 gazillionaires that own those teams that are in the Superliga would be able to talk with the rest of the teams in Serie A and the other respective leagues and keep some sort of hybrid mode where we can, if they want to try it, let's make them try it. But if you fail, you have something to come back to, because if it fails at those 12, the 12 teams separate and they fail, what happens? Do the Serie A open up their arms to Inter, Juve, and Milan after they really butt fuck them in the ass? Let's be straightforward and honest here.
Or maybe on the other side, this will I don't know, put kick the ass to a league like Serie A to get revamped to be more modern. That's why I still believe that this thing will not happen.
The Super League has done more. It was Jan or Mehdi in the Milan club chat said it perfectly. The Super League has done more in 2 days than Serie A has done in the last 100 years.
I still don't know. I just don't see the Super League happening. I don't know why. It's like I just feel that this is just like a, hey guys, look at here. Look
whatever it is, whatever they're dangling, it's a possibility.
It's definitely a possibility, but guys, I'm sorry. We can be hating all we want. We're still gonna watch. I'm sorry. We can. It's we could say bullshit about this fucking league and this and that, but guys, we're still gonna watch. And in the end, again, I'll repeat it, money talks, and take it as you wish. That's our personal opinion. I know you're much more against it than I, but I'm not saying I'm for it. I'm not saying against it. I just need much more facts before I come up with some sort of opinion. Nathan, I don't even know what to say at this point. There's some sort of formalized fan protest against this. I'd be happy to contribute. I'm very angry for y'all, Francis the Snake, and the rest of lifelong supporters around the world that just got straight up betrayed yesterday, hoping for the best because I don't know what else to do. He's saying being betrayed. I know there was a couple of protests today I saw from on the UK news in England. What do you think he's taking this, but people feeling betrayed? Why would a fan feel betrayed?
I don't want to take anything away from his question, but I hope there's people like me that do feel a sort of betrayal, because I don't know enough, first of all, to have a decision, a clear head to make a decision whether I agree with it or not. Right now, I'm just looking at it as 12 teams decided to make this decision, and we're not getting the full scope of exactly what they want to do and what could happen to them. Like, I want to see Milan in Serie A. I grew up with watching Milan with Serie A. I'm old school. I like that. I like Milan having to qualify for Champions League, go to Champions League, and do whatever they need to do in Champions League. That's what I was brought up with.
Yeah.
But I was also brought up with watching the 49ers play in the NFL, where they every year, I don't know what I'm going to get. And I'm going to watch them for 16 to 17 games, whether they make the playoffs or not. But I was conditioned for that. That's American football for me. NHL, the Montreal Canadiens, that's hockey for me. But European football was different. You understand? Like the American way is, drafting, salary cap, and that portion of it. Europe was always something mystical to me, something very intriguing, interesting. Players changing, players not being traded. They're actually signed, loans.
So
I don't get it.
So it's just change. A lot of us are talking about nostalgia right now. This is change. We don't have to like it. I'm just saying, but it's change. And if this goes through,
but it's not the right change, Vince. It's
how do we know
change.
that?
Because it's greedy change. You take the money.
Yeah.
You take the money. UEFA needed to take the money. They wanted to do financial fair play. They need to reinvest. They need to get some teams some more money. They're the governing body. So I'm not saying that they're safe. But who is the Superliga to decide that this is the right way to go?
I'm not saying that, but
but yes, you are. You're saying this is change, so I have to say yes to this change.
I didn't say. Yes. I'm saying that this right now, this is everybody's freaking out.
It's change, but is it good change? Is it good change?
We don't know. It could be. You never know.
But how could you know that? How could you even think that that's even possibly good change? They're gonna suck up money that the other teams won't have. Whichever way you look at it, they will get more powerful. Those 12 teams will have extra revenue that everybody else in the world, whatever the decision is, whether they decide to play in Serie A, whether they don't decide to play in Serie A, will have tons of money more than any other team without giving that team a chance to make that type of money.
What if the Super League was not predetermined teams? It would be, let's say, 15 teams, and it's the top 4 of every league, and you play every single week in that kind of style. Would you go for that?
But that's the Champions League.
No, Champions League once a month, and then it would be a regular league, 38 games, and it's the top 2 or 3 teams.
That's not what it is. That's not what it is.
I understand that, but I'm just trying to figure out.
You can't figure it out. You have to talk about what it is now. Now it's 12 teams that decided to make this league. That's what you have to talk about now. Those are actually facts that we know.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's talk about
12 teams that decided to make this league now.
I just find, honestly, UEFA and FIFA should not be talking about greed.
No, exactly. Yes.
FIFA, let's not talk about Qatar.
Well said.
Let's not talk about Qatar. Let's not talk about all these people that are dying, slaving to build these stadiums. Let's not talk about greed, UEFA and FIFA, right? Please, so you can say whatever you want. Please don't fucking talk about greed, because everybody's at fault here. I think that we could all agree with. Greg, my position is that Milan should blacklist players represented by Raiola in the same manner Pep has done. From all that I'm reading, there is not a genuine intention by Raiola to negotiate a contract for Gigio, which fits into the financial parameters of the club. On one hand, he hands the club to be competitive, but how can that happen when his 3 clients, Ibra, Gigio, and Romagnoli, want to take up a large part of the wage bill? The Ibra deal, I love it how Greg, everybody's talking about the Super League. He comes up with Raiola. Love it, Greg. Want to take up a large part of the wage bill. The Ibra deal got done because he has the balls to let Raiola know who is the client and who is the agent. The same cannot be said for the other 2. Also, I was always under the impression that the agent's commission came from client's contract and not the club having to pay it. Is it football different? My suggestion is to sell them to higher bidders and reinvest in more affordable players. Fact, apart from Ibra, these other 2 have never played a Champions League match for Milan or won anything. Players should be paid what they have done and what they can potentially do. So Greg seems like he's fed up with this whole yes, no. Let's take it completely different. I'll talk about the Super League, but Steve, I heard that you saw that Ibra he dines in red zones. Ibra is he's involved in betting scams in Sweden, but I know that they had a meeting last Friday, but nothing came of it. We didn't hear anything there. Do you see any light at the end of the tunnel? Supposedly that offer again 8.5 or something.
I have nothing after the Superliga announcement. I have nothing against Raiola. They're doing the exact same thing. Those 12 teams are they're doing what's best for them. So why doesn't Greg have a problem with Milan going to the Superliga, but has a problem with Raiola, who's doing the best for his client?
Okay, yeah. Greg, actually hit us up.
This is a hard stop on this whole Raiola thing, guys. He is a sports agent. He makes money by making other people money.
Yeah, and I will say one thing. I liked the comment of was it Costa Curta that said, "It's fine if we're gonna act this way here, right? It's a business. Stop kissing the shirt. Don't kiss the shirt and say legato al Milan. If you veramente say legato al Milan." Anyways, but Raiola, I get you. I think I'm gonna agree with you on that one. Yes, it is a sport. I think it's just because he's the flashiest one. Just like Mourinho when he first came out, Steve, people didn't like him because he was flashy about what he was doing. Raiola is probably just one of the only agents that's flashy about it. And Raiola is probably not even in the top 5 of agents and football agents that are making money, like probably those guys that do Ronaldo. But hopefully we do sign him, and maybe the Super League money is going to help us. Fabio, good day, boys. Lots of talk about the Super League. Juve lost, Napoli tied. But my real question is, did Mandzukic score yesterday? Own goal by Scamacca. Perfect. Keep up the great work, boys. And sempre Forza Milan. I was so funny because as soon as that happened, I texted David. He's like, Jesus Christ, I woke up the whole neighborhood. I thought that Mandzukic had scored. But no, still at 0 there. But that bet is still going.
Big goose egg.
Do you think he's going to do it? 3 goals? 3 goals Mandzukic for him to get
told
his t-shirt?
you. I think that there should be a mulligan in this whole thing. That if Mandzukic scores 1 goal and that goal is against Juve, he gets the t-shirt.
I like it. Gio says,
hold on.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Right, let me correct myself there, because make it fair that if he scores that goal against Juve and Milan win because of that goal, he should get the t-shirt.
All right, we'll see if you guys can agree on that one. Gio saying glad to get the win yesterday. I know Fabio was sweating when he thought Mandzukic scored. Super League news changed my mood after 3 important points. Basically, all the hard work on the pitch this season is for nothing. They basically said "F you" to the fans. We've been talking about that, Gio, and thank you for always joining the Patreon specials. And another trooper, 3:30 in the morning, waking up, Stevie P. Yeah. And like I said, Gio, we'll see what kind of t-shirts he wears. Like I said, Gio didn't buy 1; he had to buy 2 t-shirts. So again, Gio, thank you.
And Gio brought up a good point that reminded me of something else. He talked about changing of mood. Change my mood too. But this morning was something else. So this morning, I decided I was going to wake up early, brought the kids to the bus stop, came home, had a coffee, came downstairs to the workplace, look at the news. I was expecting, really, I knew this was going to happen. So I opened up the Gazzetta and the Corriere and all that thing. It's like, Superliga, no, blah, 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 the cheesy, stupid headliners. And then I remember, hey, it's true. They won't write anything negative of the person who spearheaded this thing, which is Agnelli, because they're scared shitless. The newspapers all hanno fatto la fregna, hanno fatto, they all quaked in their pants. Can't make fun of Agnelli now.
He left his...
Just imagine, guys, if this was Elliot who spearheaded this Superliga. There would have been 14 pages in Gazzetta dello Sport, that pink newspaper, of bashing Milan. There would have been the whole the whole Tutto Juve would have been all of Milan for the first time. But this is ridiculous, guys. Like, I'm not saying he's the only one, right? The 12 owners.
He's not getting a lot of press coverage. That I'll.
He's not
getting a lot more.
He's getting the press coverage. He's not getting the hate that anybody else would have got, especially in Italy.
Everybody's hating on the Super League, but nobody's hating on
nobody's hating on him.
Well, this is what he did. Okay.
The thing is, I'm talking just Italian here. I'm talking like Italy.
Imagine it was Berlusconi, Steve.
Oh, it would have erupted. All of Italy would have went crazy. It would have been anarchy if it would have been him.
Perez is getting the heat. Yes, you won.
Perez is getting the heat in Spain. Justfully so. He's that part. The Manchester stupidity is going to whoever's in charge there, who has absolutely no idea about what's going on in football, is getting it on the English side. So, free pass to Chelsea. They're not being mentioned. But in Italy, guys, he's getting away with it. He's getting away with it again. Where I'm not saying that he's right or wrong. I'm saying that, he's the face of Italy going to this Superliga. Let's put it, because he was also head of ECA and he was also in the UEFA committee while he was doing this Superliga, which is top dirty. Let me tell you that. He's not getting this negative. I watched Sky all day today. I heard nothing negative about Agnelli. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
And
all day.
And I saw that from Mark. I did read this somewhere, I think, on the Twitter feed, Steve, some people writing that their idea that Elliott is behind this, is a big part of this Super League and behind this, these vulture funds and trying to connect the dots. I know there's a lot of speculation right now, but I think we'll just go back to money.
Even if they are, and I get it, it could be. I could be 100% wrong. But I'm just saying, how lucky and how slippery do you have to be that when you are the face, you're not even getting all the hate that someone else would have got.
Especially he left his position at, what is it, at UEFA?
Yeah.
Is that a UEFA? Yeah. And then it's like, you're gonna give Perez the heat, give a bit to Agnelli as well, right? Anyways, David, no question, but just some speculation. Let's play this out. If Milan, this is David Fante, if Milan, Merda 1 and Merda 2 are prohibited from participating in the domestic league, the Super League won't be a European tournament, but a new league like the NFL, MLB. There will be no point for any of the Super League teams to compete in domestic leagues other than to satisfy some profit-sharing commitments, and that's probably temporary. Do we see a North American playoff system? Salary cap? Is it like pro football and pro basketball and the college football basketball system? Sadly, it could decimate culture as we know it. I think I'm generally opposed to it to know more details, but I'm absolutely fascinated by this as well. Almost like Robin Hood and AMC taking down the hedge funds, and we know how long that lasted. Bringing up some good points here, yeah. Steve, David. So, saying that... especially connecting, to the Robin Hood and AMC taking down the hedge funds, and saying that the only reason that they would go back and play in the let's say Calcio would be for the revenue sharing. But then would that mean the death of Calcio? And again, I think we've been repeating ourselves. It's like there's so many what ifs right now. Yeah. Steve, I'm gonna let you respond. I'm getting thirsty. A beer. Go ahead.
Yeah, look, Dave. It's interesting to me too, and I like this part of the game. I just don't like the way they did it. I think they didn't give. And again, I'm not in the UEFA, the FIFA meetings where these 12 teams not listened to with their ideas that they brought to UEFA and they brought to FIFA about how they can, in theory, make soccer better, which is also known as make everybody more money. No, I don't know, but. If they're going to go and they're going to go that NFL and NBA formula of season, we have to remember something too. Europe is not used to a salary cap. They're not used to the North American way. And not playing in the domestic league, like I get it. What's the point of the domestic league? But that's the frustrating part. Is that these domestic leagues they've existed for so long, and a team like, again, I just bring up Atalanta just because of what they've done in the past couple of years, where they've had the right project, they've had the right things go their way, they've had the chance to make more money, and now everybody's throwing it in the garbage, and they have no say. They have no say.
For that, yeah, that's a good point to bring out on the yay or nay, and you got to feel bad for these little teams, but again, I got to take at least in consideration. Maybe this is the move that's needed. Everybody's saying all these domestic leagues with 20 teams, maybe too much, too less. Anyways, guys,
because a lot of the decisions that they're gonna have to make will affect Calcio in
100%.
multiple ways. And I'm not saying just Calcio. I'm saying, domestic league. Let's say, example, Milan, Inter, and Juve don't play in Serie A next year. Okay? The next person who's going to win the Scudetto will always have that asterisk that they won the Scudetto with Milan, Juve, and Inter in a Superliga. I'll go further than that. We're going to go to the Euros. Let's say the Euros are won. The Champions Leagues are won without these 12 teams competing in there. And you know what? I say 12. I think the Germans are, they're floating around there.
They're not going.
They're super intelligent. Money talks, Vinny. Why the Germans don't go?
Bayern Munich is owned by the fans, are they not, guys? Correct me. I think it's 51%. Bayern Munich is owned by the fans. And
Bayern Munich is owned by money. Bayern Munich is owned by money. The bottom line is money. And if the bottom line is money, Bayern Munich goes to the Superliga. Dortmund goes to the Superliga. And eventually PSG makes their way. The only reason why PSG is not going now is because president of PSG, which I'm going to scrap his name, is friends with UEFA president. That's the only reason. Doesn't want to thing.
And he hasn't had any problems. He spent all this money these last 5 to 6 years.
Of course, everything's perfect. He never got. Now we understand why they never got a real severe penalty.
David makes a good point. It's true. Even Madrid and Barcelona. So yeah, the money talks.
Madrid and Barcelona, guys. It says they're owned by the supporters. They're owned by the government of Spain. No, but Vinny.
No, I know.
You could say the supporters all you want, but the government, I'll never forget this story. They're in deep financial crisis. Let's go buy these practice fields for 3 times the amount of money that they paid to build them. That's going to get you out of financial problems, all right?
I still think that financial fair play is one of the factors that, help create this whole thing. And guys, again, I'm going to repeat it. Thank you for giving us so much content. Still like 80 live viewers at this time, an hour in. We'll see what comes out by Friday, right, Steve? UEFA is supposed to
Friday's the decision for the Champions League. I don't know what else happens on Friday.
Timmy saying, hey, gentlemen, hope all is well. What the fuck is going on with the Super League? Also, with all the people I see vaping on the podcast, I might make a discount code for us. Thank you for that, Timmy. But we got here in Montreal, we got Mario and the vape shop. He takes care of us. But maybe for international, if you got to ship out, who knows? But thank you, Timmy. Paulie, good evening, guys. Who at Milanello headquarters is likely to have known about us joining this European Super League? I find it hard to believe Maldini would support Gazidis or Elliott in this decision. The comments from Perez via Fabrizio Romano tonight are that is 100% go ahead. Paulie, you know what? I like this question, Steve. You think... I have a hard time believing that Maldini wouldn't know about this. Then again, with the whole Ragnarok, remember those whole thing is like, they came out of nowhere. Do you think Maldini would know about this? Or maybe Maldini would just said, know your role and just keep doing what you got to do?
I don't know. It's a very, very interesting and well-put question. Something to think about. I don't know. The thing is...
Gazidis knew for sure.
Of course, he has to know. If he didn't know, we have a serious problem.
Scaroni knew, Elliott,
yes.
Obviously.
So then once you trickle down, you have to know. You have to think that Maldini would know as well. I don't think they would keep him in the dark. The thing with that is that, again, we don't know. So I don't want to talk for him there, but in the end, I'm curious.
Nobody has spoken, right,
I'm
Steve?
curious to see what happens on Wednesday in the pressers. Because in the pressers, it's going to be all Superliga. It's not going to be anything about they're going to be 1-2 questions about the game, and then they're going to switch back to Superliga.
Dan saying that Maldini did a post on Sunday night saying that he knew 100%. Sorry, guys, I did not see. Steve, do you know what he's referring to?
No.
If anybody could clarify, let us know. Finishing off with Youssef saying, football will never be the same from now on. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but the downfall of the domestic leagues will be imminent. That is, the top teams will not take it seriously. I'm curious to see if this Americanized Super League format, yet I worry about Serie A. I am on the fence till I learn more. What do you guys think? And one more thing, it is all about entertainment, and we all are seen as consumers of the product. They don't care if you like it or not. They care about the fact who will be watching it. And, I like to joke around about wrestling, Steve, but Youssef says it. WWE gets trashed. They've been losing viewers, Steve, for the last 10 years. In a COVID pandemic era, they have broken records of profitability. They do not care whether you like the product or not. They're making that money, and we're still watching, right? So to Yusuf saying, I think he's like us. He's on the fence. He's not 100% sure, but everybody's saying Friday's the date, right, Steve? Friday. Do you think that these bans are going to go through?
I don't know. We'll see. They said they're going to make a very important, straightforward press conference on Friday, and we'll see.
Steve, do we have time to go to Twitter? I don't know how many questions we had on Twitter.
Go to Twitter.
Let's go to Twitter. Latest. Milan Legends, what's your view on the alleged conversation of Champions League Cups to Super League Cups? Wouldn't this deteriorate all the hard work of the past? Saying the conversion of Champions League to Super League? I did not hear about that one, Steve. I don't know if you did. That they would convert those Champions League wouldn't exist, if I'm understanding his question.
I didn't hear about that, to be right. I wouldn't want that to happen. Whatever happened. Whatever we do going forward, we do going forward. I'm not into this. Again, I'm an old school guy. I really, really enjoy the mystique of the Champions League and those times where we face Liverpool or we get to face Real Madrid. I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch that all the time and if it's going to get boring for people.
Yeah.
So whether they keep the cup the Champions League or they call it the European Superliga Cup, whatever it is, the Champions League's still going to go on, right? Like, are you going to erase what Milan did? I don't think UEFA could erase what Milan did or what Real Madrid did. They're losing. Number 1, number 2, and number 3 of most titles.
You can't erase history, guys.
You can't erase it, right? So I'm not in forward to this renaming stuff. Again, Yusuf said it well. I am on the fence. I'm just talking as a purist. I'm not talking about...
You're talking with your heart right now.
I'm talking with my heart, exactly. I just don't find... I'm putting myself in the shoes of a Napoli fan, the shoes of a Roma fan, the shoes of a Laziale. Fuck, I would hate us right now. I would goddamn hate us. And you know what? I get this whole thing of, and I've made fun of them in the past, the Romas, the Lazios, the Napolis of this world. You had your window to invest. You didn't want to invest. You're not safe in this conversation either, right? Italy has its own problems with the league. I'm very critical of Serie A. You guys know that. But to do something like this where, we're going to, 3 teams taking off and into this rogue league that you might want to play in the Serie A, you might not want to play, you're never going to play in the Champions League anymore. Like, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. I just think the timing, again, was just terrible.
And watch Friday, Steve. We're still not going to get many answers. They're just going to,
look at, and Jamie brings up a good point.
Sevilla,
the winning Europa Ligas, qualifying to Champions League. The Valencias, they have their story.
Atletico Madrid, that all these years, that the only way that they got into the Champions League.
I see this comment here. Yeah, Atletico Madrid is in it.
No, what I'm saying is that the way they made it to the Champions League all these years is winning. How many back-to-back did they win those Europa Leagues? It's not because they had qualified. They were getting knocked out, and how many did they win in a row, Steve? Europa Leagues. Atletico. Anyways, no, I get that point. I get that point there, and taking it over to Frank from Serie A, sit down. The greedy owners.
This is the best. Steve, we earned it. You're telling me, Dan Bizzo, whether you're a real account or a fake account, you can sit and listen to us every week, and you can sit in your chair comfortably and look at the last 10 years of Milan and say,
he's going by what history?
I don't know, but let's go. Apparently, it's out of the last 10 years.
No, we definitely didn't deserve.
You can sit there and you can tell me that Milan has deserved to be in this Superliga. Guys, we're nowhere close.
Neither is Arsenal.
But we're nowhere close.
No,
you Milan is the bottom of the totem pole of these teams. We can make fun of Arsenal. We can make fun of Tottenham because they just suck and they never win anything. But the thing is that Arsenal has a project. I'm going to put in big quotations. They spend money stupidly, but they have money. Tottenham has money. Now everybody has a very short memory span. Now Milan has money because of Elliott. But guys, we went from completely in the red. We've discussed this before, the way Silvio left us, and not to discredit what he did for us before, but the way he left us, to a fake fucking owner, guys. A fake owner.
But that shouldn't be a factor of us not
of what?
Deserve.
It shouldn't be a factor of what?
It shouldn't be a factor of what? It shouldn't be a fact. I'm not saying we deserve to be there, but what happened to us in the last 10 years is a fucking tragedy, Steve. But the history of Milan, right? And let's not kid ourselves. Maybe earning our ways because it's a brand. Milan is a brand, and they can make money, right? So even if Dortmund, even if you look,
they just started. Who know about Milan? We know about Milan.
Steve, it's still one of the most recognized brands in. Okay, maybe not in the last 10 years. It took a very big dive.
Obviously, now we're seeing we have the fans. We have social media power. I'm saying we have social media power. He's saying we have social media power. It just started this year.
It just started.
We were terrible. Yeah. They couldn't even post.
Guys, 2 years ago we couldn't post shit.
What's his name? Please check if he's real.
Guys, remember in the last 2 years what was our social media post, Steve? This day in Milan history, that was the only fucking post we're getting. We didn't have an app, guys. We didn't have an app.
Still doesn't have English content, guys. We don't have English content. It's two guys from Montreal, guys. It's two guys from Montreal. Two guys from Montreal that do English content, and they don't even want to let us on the Twitter, on the Twitch. Guys, are you serious? Dan Bizzle. Per favor, go have a drink or something.
He's real, Dan.
Okay, as long as you're real, good. I'm happy you're real. I'm really happy you're real. But please, go have a drink. Go have a drink. Yeah, come on, guys. Come on. I'm not gonna sit here and take this bullshit, guys. Come on. Serie A as a brand, as a thing, has been terrible for years.
That's why we needed the Super League money for social media content.
Good one, man.
I like Fuji's and Funyanzi's. I like his posts. Frank from City has sit down. I like it. He says, the greedy owners of the Super League team versus UEFA and FIFA. This is like a heel versus heel wrestling match where you just hope they all leave the match with their broken necks. And he's like a Milan club affiliate compared to when I feel anytime Inter plays Juve. Thanks, guys, because obviously that comment was for me. What else do we have? Is the Super League format imported from the MLS? From Christian Colta. Hopefully we do not play like the MLS, but yeah, I don't know if it's being imported from there, but it is the North American model. Gigi La Patate. Steve, completely out of that field. For Rebic, it seems that it's either Super Rebic, Robo Rebic, as we like to call him, scoring amazing goals out of nowhere or being atrocious and getting himself into trouble. What do you think that is? There's no middle ground with him. It's like or we get the best of him, or we get it's not for like you were saying, like, he's going to score these crazy goals. God forbid he celebrates, or he just gives like these half a smile. But is there no middle ground with Robo Rebic?
I'm a fan. I haven't hit that. I'm a fan because I like that ice cold player. I like that guy who's business on the field. He seems like a guy who could play old school football. With Rebic, and throughout his career, it's the inconsistency of Rebic, right? And we're seeing that. And like we talked about at the beginning of the podcast before we got sucked up to this fucking Superliga, is that the inconsistency is that what has to stop, because we need those goals.
Stevie P, that's the rest of the questions, but I would like to.
There's nothing on Twitter. Richard didn't have one on Twitter. Richard said, "Yeah, sit down." He's not there.
Oh, okay. Because if Milan gets kicked out of the league, will you A, watch the Super League, B, continue spring the club, or B, support a new club?
I will never, ever support any other team than Milan. That, guys, I want you to remember. Record this shit, play it at my funeral, play it at my 60th birthday, whatever you want. I will never support another team other than Milan. I would admire what other teams do.
I've seen some comments where people like, I don't want to support this team anymore. Gentlemen, I know we all act on emotions sometimes, but no, I don't give a shit. Let's put it this way, guys. Going to play in a Super League, okay. If Milan if Milan got caught doing something and they went to Serie B for 4 years, would you prefer doing Serie B for 4 years in the Super League? You would still follow Milan, would you not? So please don't turn your back on our.
You have to also come to the conclusion that there's people and fans still alive today that have watched Milan in their darkest time, guys.
Yes,
they've watched Milan in Serie B, guys, and still were able to love the colors, love the shirt, and love the badge. That's where I come from. Those are the people that I look up to. That's why these 10 years, me and Vinny still went through with this podcast. It was tough. It was tough because, we're not in the best of forms. We have a terrible project. We had a lot of negative podcasts, but we're speaking from the heart, guys.
Yes, we did.
I cannot go to another team. I cannot become a Napoli fan. I joke about my friend Vince Gattuso but he went through tough times. I gotta tip my hat to him. He's a guy. He didn't like the Juves. He didn't like the Roma. Now he likes Roma. No. He didn't like a popular team. He liked a Parma. He liked a team that developed players. Buffon, Thuram, Crespo, Cannavaro. The list goes on and on. It's tough to pick a team. I landed on Milan. I was lucky to land on Milan in one of the greatest times of Milan.
But we never turned our back. And guys, if you want, go take a look at our Bidone starting 11, and you're gonna take a look at what kind of team that we supported. And you used to saying I watched Milan with Mesbah. Guys, remember Traore? Do you not remember these kind of players that we had? Or we had who's Steve? Emmanuel's son was left back to central attacking midfielder. Guys, let's not turn our backs.
That I have to say, it's my indigestion. I see those comments, throughout the years, and we went through some shit times all together, and we're still here. We're still here. We're still doing the podcast. We're still, interacting with everybody. Went through some shit times. I never wished, and I hate that. I never wished or mentioned Milan in a phrase or in a comment of them going to Serie B or them losing a game. Or I hope they choke, or I hope they lose. No, let's move forward. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. Then at the end, you assess, right? Like we said, for this year, the goal was Champions League.
Keep our eyes on the prize.
This Super League threw a wrench in all our prizes, and that's again my indigestion. I went through a whole year with Vinny and everybody tuning in, saying, hey, we want Milan to make the Champions League. And to what? Maybe not even get into the Champions League next year? That's some really, really dumb shit, man.
Failed, what was his name? The guy that failed his medical... who was that guy that he had bad teeth? Sissoko. Then we had Taiwo. Remember that one?
Sissoko failed because he had teeth that were giving him muscle problems. Let's figure out that medication.
Stevie P, let me see. This is for you to.
Question, and that's my fault. This is the first time I have the opportunity to talk with you, so I would like.
I want to make sure, guys, pay attention
because it's amazing. It's something.
My full name.
Your full name is fascinating.
Oluwafikayomi Oluwadamilola Tamori.
Thank you so much.
Stevie P, can you please?
Exactly the way I pronounced it last week.
Guys, you guys thought that he was mispronouncing these things, but joke's on you. Stevie P's been getting it right all along. Stevie P, for my brioche, I gotta go with Mandzukic this week. Coming up and saying, I haven't done shit in the last month. Give my salary to Fondazione Milan. I like that. I don't know, it came out. And I did like the way.
But didn't Higuain and Bonucci do the same thing?
Yes, Bonucci and yes, they did the exact.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Bonucci and Higuain should have quadrupled their salary and donated to La Fondazione Milan for the garbage shit performances that they gave us throughout their disgusting time at AC Milan.
And yeah, for indigestion, like you were saying, is that, guys, I could appreciate everybody's opinions. Social media is there to voice your opinions. It's fine. Keyboard warriors or not, but please, guys, do not turn your backs on our beloved Milan. It's the red and black. Look at my phone, gentlemen. Look at my phone. It's the red and black tattoos in my body of red and black. This team cannot do. Steve pronounces Tomori's name better than Tomori himself. Guys, let's not do this right now. This is the time that we need to come together. As I've been jokingly calling the Patreon special, Steve, group therapy sessions. This is what it's all about, and a lot of people. I appreciate too that you guys may have discussions in the comments, as long as we're keeping respectfully back and forth. We appreciate you guys. Are still 75 live right now. Let's not turn our backs, because let's be honest, gentlemen, about the Super League. People might take it bad, people might take it good, but what happened with Young Hong Lee and what we've been through in the last 10 years, to me, far exceed what this news is coming out for now. So please, guys, let's stick together. Let's wait until Friday. Let's see what Milan legends don't turn your backs or else, guys. Honestly, let's keep it together, right? Let's see what news comes out by Friday. Let's keep our. Let's not judge from one headline. Let's try to read some more intellectual articles and see where it goes. But in the end, gentlemen and ladies, money talks. It is the way it is. The rich keep on getting richer. The poor keep on getting poorer. Ovunque sempre Forza Milan, Steve. I don't know what you wanted to say.
Forza Milan, guys. Forza Milan.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Over an hour and 20 minutes. We shall see you. Probably gonna get on Wednesday night with some Patreon members. Stay tuned. And then Monday, guys. Monday Lazio game, and Stevie P and I directly on Monday night. Stay tuned, guys. Thank you so very much for sticking with us and having a great conversation. Stevie P, any closing words?
I hope this gets resolved fast.
Couldn't have said it any better. Ovunque e sempre.
Forza Milan.